This first student has actually been doing comedy for a short amount of time. He started a little before me, and he was so good, I don't know if I taught him a damn thing. But here he is tonight, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Sam Rossi.
I was with my girlfriend I was with my girlfriend the other day, and she was explaining to me how pet names worked for couples. And she was like, well, it's when you take a name that sounds cute, and you call me that. So I decided to give it a shot, and I was like, hey, I love you, Greg. Yeah, she didn't like that. Honestly, I didn't see what her problem was. Greg's an adorable nickname. I wouldn't mind, heck, I'd even invite the idea of being someone else's significant Greg. Guys, I'm just kidding. I don't have a girlfriend. I saw the meanest street sign driving down here. It said, no, U-turn. I was watching TV recently, and a Liberty Mutual commercial came on. And I didn't know this at the time, but Liberty Mutual has a little theme song they like to play at the end of their commercials. I don't know if you've heard this piece of lyrical genius, but it goes, Liberty, 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 liberty. I mean, at what point do you go, hey, maybe we don't need a theme song? Apparently it's way further than I thought. Although, that must have been an awesome writing process to watch. What rhymes with liberty? Liberty? Schmibberty? Liberty! Been seeing a lot of people getting ready to raid Area 51. I was talking to my family about that. They're like, Sam, do you know how stupid you'd have to be to want to do that? Do you know how dumb you'd have to be to want to raid Area 51? And I would have joined in with them, but I'll be quite honest with you. I had just recently learned that Area 51 was a real place. I'm not joking at all. No, I'm serious. I thought it was like a ghost town. You know, like, oh, that's where they send all the aliens. I thought it was a complete work of fiction. I thought it was like Hogwarts. Or Finland. I didn't know. People who write non-fiction books are bad at making up stories. I'm 15, so I'm in school right now. I used to like school, but that got a little useless, you know? Like math right now. Math is not a very helpful subject. I had one math problem the other day. It's like, what's -3 minus 4? And I'm like, how does that help you ever? Well, I don't have 3 apples. I don't give 4 to Susan. How many apples do I not have? But look, if you're working with negative numbers, it's probably because you're in debt. But if you're in debt, it's already been established. You're not very good with numbers. Have a double-edged sword there. Sometimes you get word problems that don't make a lot of sense. One of them was like, dog 1 and dog 2 are eating food. Dog 1 eats 35% of the food. If they're eating 40 pounds of dog food, and dog 2 eats the rest, how much dog food will both the dogs have? Like, alright, first of all, let's give these dogs names. Let's not be monsters about this. We'll call them Skip and Spot. Okay? Second of all, do you think Skip 35% of a 40-pound dog food bag? That's 14 pounds of dog food. Someone needs to take him to the vet. And you're gonna let Spot eat the other 26 pounds? Just fill up 2 bowls. Worst one though. I had a math teacher who was trying to teach me how to use a map. What? We have GPS, a map? What? She was giving us map homework and stuff. I'm like, nah, I gotta get to sundial class. A map. Here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing was the reasoning behind it. Because she was like, well, what if one day you're lost and you don't have your phone? What if I don't have my phone? I'm a 15-year-old kid. In this day and age, in this country, in this society, and you're asking me, what if I don't have my phone? But you assume I have my map with me? My name is Sam Ross, and thank you very much.
One more time, Sam Ross. Don't shut it off on me too, you son of a bitch. These millennials. All right, we're gonna keep things moving right along, and please welcome our next student to the stage. Big round of applause for Philippe Vieira.
You make me so corny, Mike. Which way? This way. Thank you. So, I just got back from Provincetown yesterday and found out at the end of the trip I'd actually grown an inch. Exciting, right? Unfortunately, that inch is around this way. So, I'm quite disappointed. If only scientists could come up with a steamroller that converted inches this way to this way, I'd solve my height and weight insecurities all at the same time. A little bit about me. My father is Portuguese, my mom is Irish American, and my dad, he has a few moles on his body, and my mom, being Irish, tons of freckles. So when you get a byproduct of those two parents, you end up with a very moldy kid. So I ended up playing Connect the Dots a lot when I was a teenager. Ended up having constellation names for them, so that was quite a fun way to pass the time. Another way of growing up towards them is I was Roman Catholic, and over the years it just never really jived with me that I was just claimed under a certain religion. It's like, we declare this baby under the Catholicism of Rome, and it just never sat well. So like, wait a second, I haven't even seen Rome. I can't remember the last time the Roman Empire ever existed. Does this mean I could just walk out of it all? Perhaps. So I decided to send an email to the Archdiocese of Boston. I really did, I kid you not. And I politely asked them if I could kindly have an unbaptism ceremony. They never responded. So I decided I'm the king of my own realm and decided to excommunicate myself. And with that said, later that night, I snorted a few lines of cocaine, watched 4 hours of gay porn, knocked back a bottle of whiskey, and ordered an extra large meat lover's pizza. All on a Good Friday. After that, I then went to Montreal for Pride up there. And as I was going up, I was greeted by the patrol agent, and he's like, "Bonjour." It was like the sexiest French accent of all time. I'm like, that really turned me on. I was like, I want to learn French from that. But he was being a bit of a dick for the rest of the communication. He was like, "Where are you going to? How long are you going to be there? What hotel are you going to go to? What is your favorite food?" I'm like, "What? Your favorite food? What is it?" I don't know, lasagna. I was like, "Okay, fine. When are you going by? How much are you spending?" It was just getting annoying. And at this point, I'm like, do I have to show you my stash of Trudeau photos shirtless? And I just passed it on to him. And for those who don't know who Trudeau is, it's the Prime Minister of Canada. So he finally let me go. But that was only after I blew him. The whole trip left a bad taste in my mouth. But even after that, I just needed more inspiration. So I decided that I wanted to play a new instrument, and none of the instruments I've ever played have ever satisfied me. So I started with accordion, then did clarinet, and electric guitar, and drums, and this and that. But nothing could fill my pirate soul. And the one thing that could was nothing other than the accordion. So I've been starting to get better and better, and my goal is to one day go to Boston Common and play in front of couples with my accordion. And I would have a pet parrot, and his name's Frank. But because I'm learning French, I translated his name to Francois. And now I would say, okay, no tips, nips, please, nips only, with all proceeds going to the American Liver Foundation. And as couples would walk by, I figured I'd try out some of my saucy French lines. I'd be like, Je viens juste de casser mon pantalon. Comment aimez-vous l'odeur de ce chocolat? For those of you who don't know French, that stands for I just shat my pants. How do you like the smell of this? Chocolate. So, truth be told, if there's one person that's going to be getting laid here tonight, it's this half Portuguese, rum drinking, French speaking, polka playing, unicorn hat, pensioning pirate. Now, if you don't mind me, I have an accordion to play.
You met him earlier when he introduced me during the show. Again, he runs Just for Laughs. Sorry, wow, he's gonna kill me for that one. Just for Laughs Comedy Club. The Queen of Comedy of Boston Comedy, Christine Hurley, will be here October 12th. You guys should check it out and come down and see her. She's absolutely amazing. But he's doing me a favor, not only by helping us with this room, but for doing some time tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Pat Collins.
Hey, one more time for Mike Petrobis. He's working hard up here for you guys. All our students, I really appreciate you guys coming out. This is fun, and stand-up comedy, it's a hard thing to do. So coming out to support these guys is really important. Thank you for doing it. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a family man. That's a lot of what I do. Wife tells me that I'm happily married. She also tells me both kids are mine. I'm not totally sold on that. I'll tell you what, basic high school biology, that's why. You guys remember anything from basic high school biology? I'm sure you recall that if one parent has blue eyes and the other parent has blue eyes, there's a real good chance that your kid will not be black. Trying to process what happened there. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just kidding. I mean, I do have a son. He's not black. He's Asian. Still have some questions, but he's not black. Quirky little fella, he runs in the other day, he points, he goes, best dad, best dad, best dad. I'm like, that is adorable. Kid thinks I'm a good father. I said, where'd you hear that? He said, Mommy. When it dawned on me, the kid wasn't saying best dad, he was calling me a bastard. More than just mildly disappointing, but it made a whole lot more sense, if we're being honest. Then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the bastard? That is pretty rich coming from you, you non-blue-eyed little Asian snot. Look up the word ironic, that'd be a real eye-opener for you. Well, not like a real eye, you know what I mean, just go for it. He's not the problem. He's not the problem in my house. The problem in my house is the female, the alpha, the evil overlord. Everything is bitch, 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 moan. Nag, 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 and always just talking down to us, real condescending bitch. She, be 8 next week. A long way to go with her. It's like, Dad, can I be a cheerleader? I'm like, I kind of doubt it, but you can try out if you want. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, I want to be a cheerleader. I'm like, I want to be a fucking rock star. Some things are not in the cards, kid. I don't know what to tell you. But you can go ahead and try. What else can I tell you? I'm getting fat. Put on a couple of pounds recently. Doctor wants me to do something about it. Said I don't have to go crazy. Like I don't have to join a gym or anything like that. And he's like, just change your diet a little bit. Make some substitutions when it makes sense. And I'm trying to do that, but it's wicked hard when you're as indecisive as I am. Like if you take what I wanted for lunch yesterday, which was pizza from Papagino's, which in my mind turned into baked chicken and rice from Whole Foods, which turned into a salad from Fresh City, which turned into half a cup of steel cut oatmeal, which turned into a protein shake from GNC, which I got from Friendly's. Turned out to be a fribble. That milled away. Yeah, I have what you call a dad bod. You guys familiar with the term? Yeah, you guys own fucking mirrors? I can see you, you know that? There's a couple of you that should be familiar with the term, all right? Yeah, the dad bod. It's a new low in social acceptance. I'm just glad they gave it a name. Because saying I have a dad bod is so much better than saying I have given the fuck up. This is what I got. What I'm going with. I don't even care. But yes, it is a fribble. It's fucking delicious, all right? I have children. I am a dad. This is the body of a man. Shut the fuck up. Why is everyone judging me anymore? Dad bod. So getting fat, getting old, I'm starting to check my bucket list. You guys have a bucket list? No. Everybody has done everything that they want to do with their lives. That's why they're fucking dead tonight. Fuck you guys. Bucket list. I don't need a bucket list. If I had shit to do, I wouldn't be here. All right. I got a bucket list. The problem with my bucket list is every time I look at it, I gotta cross something off it. It's not because I did it. It's because I realize I'm never gonna do that. Like number one on my list, and don't judge me. Number one, have sex in a public place. Thank you. It wasn't actually the joke, but thank you. Which I still hope that can happen. You know what? Shut the fuck up over there. How about that? Number one, have sex in a public place. Then I remember I've actually done that hundreds of times. So I crossed that off my list. Number two, have sex with someone in a public place. Well, that's never gonna happen. I know that was a long way to go for a masturbation joke, but I really like it. I mean the joke. I like the joke. Well, you know what I mean. So fall. I love fall. Fall's my favorite time. See, football's back. You guys watch the game today? Yeah. Oh, what a demolition that was. I love fall because, well, A, because of football, but B, because it's not the summer. Summer's my least favorite time. Summer's when people take me to the beach. The beach is no place for a dad bod. I'll tell you that right now. But mainly, I don't like sharks. I'm petrified of sharks. And if you've been watching the news, Cape Cod, I think AJ mentioned it earlier, sharks are a real problem. And something weird happened 3 years ago, and I'll never go in the ocean again. Last time I went swimming in the ocean, I was swimming with a buddy of mine off his boat. And we were a little ways away from the boat. And I was thinking to myself, man, probably shouldn't be in the water right now. There's been shark sightings in the area. You must be an idiot. Probably shouldn't be in the water. Now, no sooner than I had that thought, this thing pops out of the water a little ways away. And I like freeze. I was like, panic. I can barely tread water. Right? A buddy of mine on the boat, he sees this. He starts yelling everything that he can think of that's going to keep me calm. I know. He looks at the fin. He looks at me. He goes, dude! That shark doesn't even see you! I said, well, what if he smells me? He goes, why are you bleeding? I said, no, I just shit my pants, I'm pretty sure. I might get a whiff. He goes, dude, basking shark, they don't usually attack people. I said, thank God they don't usually attack people. Oh no, wait a minute, that means sometimes they do. He goes, that's a basking shark, they don't even have teeth. I said, quit screwing with me and throw me the rope. He goes, no, they don't even have teeth, you should look it up. I said, you know what, you're right. Fuck the rope, throw me my iPhone, I will do that right now. I did all the research, don't you think? So then he had a panic moment, and he did. Watched my phone sail in my general direction, and I thought, shit, I've got to get some better friends. I really wish I deleted my browser history because somebody's in for a real treat when that thing washes ashore. And that's when the reality set in. I thought all the fucked up shit I've done in my life, and this is how I am checking on it. I know I'm going to be the first story on the nightly news. Like, good evening and thank you for joining us. An unusual occurrence. Idiot gets thumbed to death by a basking shark. Probably shouldn't have been in the water. Over to you, Susan. Well, thanks, Phil. Wow, what a way to go. In other news, local authorities have found looking for the owner of this iPhone 10 that washed ashore this afternoon with some truly, truly disturbing material. Any news leading to an arrest, call the number on the phone. The owner of the devices watching you, sir, are disgusting. So, I gotta get out of here. Well, before I go, full disclosure, my son, the one I was talking about earlier, he's not really Asian. Something I never really felt the need to clarify until recently. I was doing a show here, actually, it was about a month ago. And it was after the show, I was at the bar, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and this woman comes running up to me, and she's just very excited, and I turned to her, and with no context, no nothing, she goes, oh my God, I couldn't wait to come tell you, I thought you'd be interested. 2 of our kids are adopted, and our son is Korean. And I said, that's great. Very cool. And she goes, well, he's adopted, right? And I go, who? She goes, your son, the one who's Asian. I go, oh, no. Oh, I was totally just messing around up there. I hope you weren't offended. She goes, oh, no, I feel so stupid. I just assumed he was adopted. I go, no, I was just hacky jokes. My son, definitely not adopted. So listen, thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. See you soon. I went back to talking to my friend, and I could tell that she didn't go anywhere. I turned back around, and she goes, so he's a foster? He must be a foster. I said, no. She goes, well, was there a second marriage? I go, She goes, I'm sorry for all the questions. I think I just missed the part where you say how it is that you have an Asian son. So no, I don't think you missed it. I didn't say it. Wow, this is awkward. This has never happened before. I go, listen, lady, here's the real truth. It was a swapped at birth situation in the hospital. She goes, oh my God, that is terrible. I just shook my head, and I waited for 11 seconds until she went, wait a minute. How could you possibly have, not known? That is a good question. And here's the thing. We did know. We knew immediately. And I swear we were going to report it to the proper authorities, but I talked it over with my wife, and we considered the gene pools on both sides of the family, and let me put it to you this way. He's almost 10 now, and sometimes I look at him sitting quietly at the kitchen table doing homework that we don't have to help him with from his AP courses that he takes for college credit. And I think to myself, somewhere out there is an Asian family. Probably trying to extract a chubby little white kid trapped in the dishwasher he crawled into when he thought he heard nothing else. And that's when I know we made the right choice. This woman was stunned. All she could say was, really? I said, no, not really. In fact, that was the most ridiculous scenario I could make up on the spot. I would have done better if you gave me more time. I go, look, here's the real truth. I do have a son. He's 6 years old. He's not Asian, not even a little bit. He's this little chunky. Actually, he did get trapped in the dishwasher. That actually happened. So, if you're looking for some kind of honest takeaway from tonight's show, I can share this fun fact with you. You know what the jaws of life are? Yeah, well, the jaws of life definitely not covered anywhere in your standard Maytag dishwasher appliance warranty. She goes, seriously? I go, seriously. Possible, I just made that up too. I have no fucking idea, lady. This is fun. I could do this all night. But I can't because we're going to keep this show going. So, thank you so much, folks. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Thanks, Ed Collins. Show's not over yet, you son of a bitch. All right, we're going to keep things rolling right along. Your next student comedian coming to the stage. Please welcome Mr. Sean McDonald. He's going to start at the far end of the room, walk all the way around to the side. So keep clapping longer. Sean McDonald!
Thank you, Mike. Wow. A lot of beautiful people in the room. Now, I'm not much of a ladies' man. Sad but true. My problem is that when I go up to hit on a girl, I can't control the volume of my voice. So I walk up with them, feeling confident, got a little strut, a little swagger. Then when I get to them, I'm like, that usually doesn't get their juices flowing. And that would be fine, but my wingmen are even worse. Like I got this one buddy who's really out of shape. So by the time he gets to the girl, he's already out of breath. He gets to him, he's like, hello, can I buy you a drink? The girl's like, how about I get you an ambulance instead? Comes back over, breaks out his inhaler. How'd I do? Feeling bad. I'm like, you did great. You're just playing hard to get. Now, I like to think that I'm in pretty good shape. That is, until I go to the gym. See these freaking gorillas walking around, wearing shirts that shouldn't even be classified as shirts. They're walking down, taking up the whole hallway. I gotta do a little shy shuffle just to get by. Excuse me. Just trying to squeeze by real quick. Like, you guys go take care of those weights. If you need me, I'll be over here by the ellipticals. And one day someone did need me. He walked up to me, he was like, Sean, hey, can you give me a spot real quick? I'm like, sure, man, I got you. We walk over to his bench. This man has 4 plates on each side of the bar. Yeah, you know where this is going. 405 pounds in total. More than double my body weight. Needless to say, that man didn't make it out of the gym alive that day. Now, I don't know if there are any parents in the crowd, but if there are, just a request. Please don't be the parents that hang up pictures of their children on their bathroom wall. It's creepy, and it makes us all feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm just trying to pee, and how can I do that when little Johnny is staring me right back in the face on his first day of school? And also, it's 2019. Can we get locks on all the bathroom doors? Because I'm sick of trying to go pee, and I gotta pull out this yoga pose. I'm just trying to use the bathroom. I'm not trying to be the next Karate Kid, alright? Yeah, I hate that. I hate that bathrooms that don't have locks in it. But you know what else I hate? I hate traffic. I hate it. It's so boring, so I gotta find ways to preoccupy myself. So I like to people watch. That's right, I like to play a little game called How Many People Are Texting and Driving? My record's 76. That's 1.26 people per minute. That's a lot of people. It's crazy what you see people doing. For instance, texting and driving. I've seen women do their nails while driving. One time I even saw a man getting a haircut. Now I don't know if this man was late for a job interview, a date perhaps. I didn't know if there was some sort of barber Uber I was unaware of. Well, anyways, my name is Sean McDonald, thank you.
I want to share something personal because, well, I have the microphone. So, a couple of months ago, I'm finding out new things as I get older that when I get an injury, the process of getting it looked at is a little different. I pulled a muscle in my groin, thought it might be a hernia. First step in any injury, what do? You go to your primary care physician, he'll evaluate the situation. So I go to my family doctor, he's feeling me up for like 10 minutes, which was weird because I hadn't even told him why I was there yet. It gets weirder. So he says, Mike, we probably shouldn't do this in the waiting room. Come around back, it's a little quieter. We go in his back room, and he said, this is, and I don't know if this is usual, but he said, Mike, I need you to lean up against the table and relax. Now, I can't speak for all the men here tonight, but when my pants are down, there's a guy behind me. Relax is not going to happen. Now, I'm nervous for many reasons. One of the reasons is my doctor is 6'11", with a finger like a, it's this fucking big. That's his finger right there. That's how I felt it was coming in. So that wasn't even the weird part. The weird part is he said, Mike, we have some medical students who would love to come in and observe this procedure. How do you feel about that? Now, you would think I would say no, but as a comedian, we always want a bigger crowd, so I said, fuck it, let him in. Now, at this point, he says, Mike, you need to relax back there or I can't go in. I said, that's kind of the point. I said, well, Doc, do you have like a pill or some kind of gas or a shot of something to calm my nerves? He goes, no, but we can't give you drugs, but I have a technique that should calm you. And it worked really well, folks. I don't know if all doctors do this, but here's what he did. He lit some candles, put on some Kenny G, rubbed my shoulders a little bit. It was very romantic, so he got me in the mood, and he went in. Now, it took a little while to get the whole finger in. You see how big it is. But I knew when he was all the way up, because he said, tell me where you feel the most pressure. And I said, on the roof of my mouth. So he gives it a little once around in there, and he says, I can't find anything wrong. I said, I'm going to give you a list of shit that's wrong right now. He says, no, what does that mean is I can't find out enough, so you're going to have to go get a colonoscopy so they can really see what's going on in there. Now, I don't know how many people have had a colonoscopy before, but it's supposed to be like a very uncomfortable procedure. Round of applause, I don't have to look at you. How many people have had a colonoscopy in here? Yeah, okay. So you know this process. Everybody goes, oh, it's miserable, and I beg to differ. I think it is a wonderful procedure. Here's why. The day before, you have to do a cleanse. You drink all that nasty stuff and you poop all night. To me, that's just a one-day cleanse. I lost 7 pounds. I was very excited. The next day, I went into a hospital. They put me in these comfy clothes. They laid me in a bed. They gave me the greatest drugs in the world that made me pass out and dream so wonderfully. I had the most amazing nap in the world. And while I was napping, someone played with my ass. That's just a good day. I have 2 appointments scheduled next week. I don't even skip. All right. We're going to keep things moving right along because I like to share. Your next comedian coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Alex Makucha.
Thank you, Mike. Let's give him a nice applause there.
Yeah, you should.
So as Mike said, my name is Alex. You can call me Lexi. Ooh, and a certain someone can call me Sexy Alexi. Hi, Mom. So I was 10 years old when I came here to America. I didn't speak a word of English. My name was Alexi Lobojanian. And our first day of school, the teacher was taking attendance. Alexi Vologina. There's Lexi Vologina here. It's a very peculiar way to pronounce a name. But everybody likes it. So yeah, okay, all right, I got this. Until 1 year later, I was sitting in health class and the teacher said, and here we have a woman's reproductive organ, vagina. I said, I'm sorry, did you call my name? And then it hit me. I've been calling myself pussy for a whole year. Eventually, my mom remarried and changed my name to Alexi Makucha. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome, unbelievable. I start a whole fresh new year, no more pussy for me. You know what I mean. I go to school, same teacher, taking attendance. Alexima, oh boy. Alexima Makuchi. Is Alexi Makuchi here? Son of a bitch! Come on. I got one friend there and I gotta go tell him how I went from a vagina to a Makuchi. Are you kidding me? You know, I got a bone to pick with people wearing tights, specifically men. Why is it that men are allowed to wear tights in sports, but not just in regular going out? Play football? Put on those tights and go, my friend. Swimming? Sure, you wear that Speedo and you be proud of it. Anywhere else, I can't wear tights. What's wrong with that? Why is that? I'm just saying that because that's where I went my first day of school. Imagine making friends wearing tights. And your last name matching to vagina. I remember the first time I got my pair of American jeans. I was ecstatic. I was going to school. I was yeah. My friend said, dude, do you know what's in the back of jeans? I said, of course. Look at this. It's chic. Boy, else would be dancing like that, huh? I said, no, man. It says chick. What? I was making a joke and I said, you know what? I'm gonna call my parents and find out what the hell was that. I called my mom and said, Mom, why would you let me wear chick jeans to school? And I hear in the background my dad going, because they already called you vagina. I remember the first time my teacher gave me an A. I was so proud. So I did what any other Russian kid would do. I gave her a kiss. And the principal pulled her aside and said, what happened? She said, nothing. Makuchi gave me a kiss. It's the last time I saw her. Thank you very much, guys.
One more time for Alex! Alex and his tracksuit. Sopranos like it like 10 fucking years ago, dude. Let it go. Let it go. All right, we're gonna keep these moving right along with our next student. You folks have heard of Cher. You know Prince. This woman goes by one name too. Please welcome Kathleen. Shit. Clap again.
Thanks, Mike. I actually have 4 names, and I went to court to change that. I thought, I don't want to be Kathleen, Eleanor, Mary, Shepherd, Segura. I mean, like, make up your mind, Mom. So anyway, I get in line, and I have to stand in the line for divorce. And I'm like, I'm not getting divorced. And they're like, well, you're changing your name, right? And we'll stand in the probate line. I'm like, well, whatever, I'll stand in the divorce line. So I stand in the divorce line. I get up there, I'm feeling a little guilty because I've been married 26 years. And I'm only there to change my name. So anyway, I decide to hyphen it. I'm like, I don't like the story my father used to tell me about how I died when I was a baby, and so he saw the Virgin Mary, and that's why they added Mary. So I'm like, okay. So I take off Mary, and I have to write the reason, you know, and I take off Mary, and I'm just Kathleen Eleanor Shepherd Segura. Because I was like, I can't get rid of Segura now, because I've been married 26 years, you guys make me feel guilty, so anyway, so I'm Shepherd Segura, hyphenated. Anyway, that wasn't supposed to be part of my show. But every week I have a different show, story, whatever, so I kind of blended them all together. I was on my way to the mall to buy start over. I'm going on a trip, so I need a watch, because this one doesn't have a battery. Anyway, and it's a different time zone. So I'm on the way. It's hot in here. I'll be 55 this year. But lucky for me, I went through menopause at 37. So I lucked out, and that was right after my husband got a vasectomy, so we only have 1 kid. We're doubly protected. Unless there's some kind of miracle. Anyway, I'm on my way to the mall to get a battery for a watch, because I'm going on a trip and it's in a different time zone. On my way, I see what looks like a severed hand on the side of the road. So immediately I call my husband on my Bluetooth and I'm like, you're not gonna believe this, but I think I saw a severed hand on the side of the road. Like the arm and everything, and it was thumb sticking out it was gray and there was blood, and you could see that like it was freshly thrown out the window. And so my husband goes, take pictures. So I get to the exit, I go all the way around, I pull up to the severed arm, and it's a freshly killed rabbit. Anyway, I get to the store, I tell my husband, he tells me to get milk. So anyway, I get to the store, I'm gonna get gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free milk because I have food allergies. And I gotta get a battery for my watch. And I'm trying to get a grocery cart, and they're stuck together, and there's this homeless guy on a bench next to the cart smoking a cigarette. So I get in there, and I smell like cigarettes, so first thing I do is go to the shampoo aisle. So I pick up some herbal essence to kill the smell of the cigarettes, and this little kid runs by and startles me, and I trip and knock my foot. I look down, my foot's bleeding, and I'm like, holy crap, next thing the lights go out. It starts raining really hard, thunder roars, and I hear this baby wailing, and then this guy screams, holy shit. Then the lights come back on. I head to the milk counter, and the kid runs by me again. This time he knocks over the mayo on the corner right by the milk cooler, and there's glass and this greasy mess everywhere, and I'm like, oh my God. I look around and I'm looking for something to, cover it over with, so I use my cart. So I put my cart over the glass greasy mess, and I go to the milk cooler to get some milk. I get no cart, so I'm carrying the milk up to the counter, to the checkout. And just as I'm almost to the checkout, I drop the milk. And it spills all over me, and this guy in a wheelchair. And so the next thing you know, his Asian aide is yelling at me in Korean, I think, I don't know, and I start to cry over the spilled milk. Anyway, I get my watch out. Anyway, at least I got that, and I get to the hotel, and I'm in the elevator with my husband on our trip, and I'm going to the 15th floor to the lounge for breakfast, and I'm anticipating what can I eat, because I'm allergic to dairy and soy and gluten and everything. So anyway, in walks these two people into the elevator and on the 10th floor, and one of them is carrying an open laptop, and the other one has got a walkie-talkie. So of course my husband has to ask him, what are you guys doing? I'm just thinking, what the fuck, I just want breakfast. I just want a cup of coffee with my gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free milk. But then I realized I left my little international suitcase that has all my stash of food that I take on the airplane and everything. And I didn't have my cream with me, but anyway, my husband's asking these people, and they say, oh, we're here, we're the crew for The Biggest Loser. We're filming in the hotel. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, they could have cast me. And I'm thinking, but would they take a 50-something-year-old senior who needs breast reduction and has food allergies? That might be a lot of work. So anyway, we get to the 12th floor. The breakfast is on the 15th floor. And I finally get breakfast, and that's the end of the story.
I don't know how you went from severed arm to gluten allergy, but that was amazing. That's all I follow. I'm sweating at Wendy Green stage. We're gonna keep things moving right along. One of my dear friends who also helped to moderate the class, she came in. She's been to almost every comedy class I've ever taught. She does me a real favor. I've worked with her for many, many years. She travels all over the country, just back from the Burbank Comedy Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carolyn Plummer.
Professional comic. I knew that I did that. So, I'm the high energy portion of the show. They send me up to whip you guys into a frenzy. And then I go on my way, so buckle up. I live here in Massachusetts. I just joined a new gym here in Massachusetts. It could only exist in Massachusetts because it has a stupid name. The name of my new gym is Jimmy! G-Y-M-I-T. Jimmy! God, that's a dumb name for a gym. And I was finally okay with the name of the gym until they started renaming all the classes. They got all cutesy with it, and they were like, shred it, box it, kick it, lift it, row it. I said, you know what? Most of the time I can't find a parking spot here, and I just say, fuck it. We all have good intentions. So I'm single, I know. Shocker after that joke. It's true, I'm single. All my friends are married or in relationships, so I'm the last one that's single. So if we go out and I'm potentially the only one that could go home with someone else. Potentially. And when you're a young man and you're not in a relationship or married, you have a wingman. You have a friend that will help you get laid. I think that's awesome. Also not the same for women. It's not, I don't care what you say. You've never heard of a wing woman, or a wing lady, or a wing ma'am, because it doesn't exist. You see a cute guy you want to take home for the night, you do not get help from your girlfriends. You get unsolicited advice. And it happens really fast. You're like, hey, that guy's pretty cute, you're making a mistake. That's what I was thinking of doing tonight, making a mistake. You're gonna regret it in the morning. That's what I was thinking of doing tonight, making a mistake I might regret in the morning. He's never gonna call you. That's what I was thinking of doing tonight, making a mistake I might regret in the morning. I don't care if he ever calls me again. I don't think he can call me anyway, because I didn't give him my number. I gave him yours. And now they've taken it a step further, my friends. They told me this the other day. They're like, Carolyn, we talked about it. That's never good. They're like, we talked about it, and we know you should go to meet a man. Because we talked about it. You should go to Home Depot. That's where you're going to meet a man, Home Depot. I'm an idiot. I went to Home Depot. I figured, why not? I met a ton of men at Home Depot who thought I worked there. Asking me how much the mulch is. Can you direct me to the plumbing supplies? Hey, can you help me bring this lumber out to my car? I found out I'm strong. I'm not even wearing an apron, you dick. I had to go to the doctor's office recently when I wasn't sick. Mike was talking about the doctor's office. Ugh. I don't like it when you're not sick. Preventative medicine, it's weird. It's weird. I want to go to the doctor for a reason. I don't want to go just to go. Because we get nervous when we go to the doctor's office, don't we? I figured out why. It's because they make you wait forever in the waiting room. So you start reading all the brochures they have on the wall purely out of boredom. I was there, I was like, you know what? I do urinate frequently. I thought it's because I started drinking a lot more water. But it says right here it might be my prostate. My point is, by the time you finally get in to actually see your doctor, you're not prepared for their questions. So I was there and my doctor said, Carolyn? Okay, my doctor doesn't really talk like that, but in my head he does. He said, Carolyn, when's the last time you had a breast exam? And I said, do you mean professionally? Who says that? I do. And then I tried to smooth it over, which was my first mistake. I was like, you know, I hooked up with this guy a few weeks ago, and he kept telling me they were pretty fabulous, but you know what? You're a doctor, and I guess a second opinion couldn't hurt. Idiot. There was an incident there this last time, and I'm going to tell you about it, but don't get nervous when I start this next bit, because I am not going to go into detail. Okay? I'm at my doctor's office, he tells me to scooch. We all know what that means. Some of us know more than others. Only when my doctor told me to scooch, I got a cramp in my hamstring. So now my leg is in the air like this. I can't put it down. I can't pick it up. I'm trying not to kick my doctor in the face. Pam is there. Do you guys know Pam? And neither do I, but apparently I can't be alone with my doctor anymore. That's the new policy. I like the old one, but now Pam's there. The kicker is I'm not wearing pants. Do you guys? I'm pantsless. I'm pantsless. Pam is there. My doctor's there. I'm giving Pam and my doctor the pussy peekaboo show of a lifetime. And my doctor, being the gentleman that he is, he goes, "Hey, do you want me to stretch you out?" I don't even really know what that means right now. I want you to shoot me in my head and put me out of my misery. We both know that's not gonna happen. Do no harm. Now I have to find a new doctor, which is a pain in the ass. He had me go get a mammogram though. My favorite line from the mammogram is when the nurse said, "Pick up your breast and step back, please." Because you only make that mistake once. Or in my case, twice. And the place they sent me to in Boston, they send you a report card in the mail and they tell you what kind of boobs you have. Hand to God they do this. And apparently, I have fatty boobs. I don't have a medical degree, but I think I could have figured that one out on my own. My doctor and/or Pam thought I needed that in writing. So I had it framed and it's hanging on my living room wall. And now when people come over and they go, "Hey, what's that?" I go, "Oh, I have fat tits, dude." You gotta embrace that stuff. I'm actually thinking of joining the WWE, and that's my new wrestling name. Carolyn Fat Tits Plumber. I think it has a nice ring to it. I'd have a signature move, of course. I'm still working on that. I don't have the logistics figured out, though, but I do have a name, the Mama Slam. Look for that on the interwebs. This comedy thing doesn't work. Are you guys into Ancestry.com like my mom is? She's fanatical about it. I'm not going to crap on you. She's totally fanatical about it. Took her a week to spit in that cup. Yeah, she's a diabetic. She has dry mouth. That wasn't her fault. But there's a commercial. You don't have to boo that. She laughed her ass off. I got the approval from the diabetic lady. She may have been sleeping because her blood sugar was high. But anyway, it's not mean. It's funny. Anyway, there's a commercial on right now that I can't really stand. I can't even really tell you why. But the lady comes out and she goes, "So I just found out I'm 65% Hungarian, 5% Native American, 13% Korean, and now I don't know what box to check off on this form." Really, lady? Because I do. Caucasian. You're still white. White people are mutts. That's what makes us interesting, right? I'm waiting for the commercial that they don't want you to see. Turns out my mom married her brother. So my dad is also my uncle. How cool is that? Now we're doing the genetic testing to make sure that my clubfoot is my only problem. Ancestry.com. Oh, maybe that airs in a different state. My friends are having kids now. And you know the new hipster thing when you have a kid is to teach your kid baby sign language? You guys probably know this, I didn't. Went to breakfast with one of my friends. She brings her kid. My other friend is there. The whole time we're eating, this kid is at the end of the table and he's going like this. So I'm thinking what some of you are thinking, but you're way too polite to ask. What the hell is wrong with this kid? Right? But you can't ask stuff like that anymore. No, everybody gets a trophy now. Don't ask that. She took him to the bathroom. I immediately leaned over to my other friend and I said, "Seriously, what's wrong with her kid?" She said, hello. There's nothing wrong with her kid. Okay. He's using baby sign language. And he wants more. I said, "Oh, well, why doesn't he ask? He's 10. You can't say that either. So, you know, these are not popular thoughts. I really do love doing comedy because you get to travel to exotic places like Dedham, Massachusetts. Madawaska, Maine. Have you guys heard of Madawaska? Someone's laughing, she knows. That's a tricky one, because it also goes by its other name, fucking Canada. Yeah, check a map before you take that gig, is my advice to you. Sometimes you get compliments, that's not why I do comedy at all, but I'm going to give you a few examples of some compliments that I've gotten in my years doing this. So I was in northern Maine at a dead animal lodge. It really doesn't matter what kind of dead animal it is. It's not that relative to the story. It could have been an elk, could have been a moose, could have been a beaver, could have been a squirrel. I don't know. I was really drunk at the time. After the show, this gentleman came up to me. He said, "You know what? You're one real funny bitch." I took that as a compliment. I didn't know how else to take that. I was at another show in northern New Hampshire, and this gentleman came up to me after the show, and he said, "You know what? You've got a real pretty face." And I took that as a compliment too, until I started to think about that. That's like 1 degree away from saying, "You got a real pretty mouth." The best is when you do a show and they put you up at a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, and the next day you're settling up your bill, and from across the lobby you hear some guy yelling. He's going, "Hey, hey, hey, hey. Hey, you were really good last night." And no one else knows that he was at your show. Enjoy the rest of the show, folks.
All right, we got 12 students left to go. You guys good? All right, we actually got 3 left, guys. We're going to keep things rolling right along. Please welcome to the stage your next comedian, Chris Robley.
Thanks, Mike. And sorry I was late earlier. I needed to get a battery for my watch. I didn't have time zone. No, really, I was just rolling a joint. And then I smoked it. So I started doing stand-up comedy recently because I cannot hold on to a real job for the life of me. I've worked in libraries, laboratories, brothels, malls, haunted forests. I've pretty much worked everywhere, and you name it, I've been fired from it. So yeah, now I'm just doing stand-up comedy, trying to make this work. I have a group chat with a bunch of my friends, and they're always like, "Hey, you don't work. Why are you up at 7 o'clock in the morning when we're all talking?" They're all construction workers, bankers, just early birds. So I'm like, guys, I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning so I can talk to you, because for the next 7 hours, the only person I'm going to talk to is a 12-year-old on Xbox. So I always wake up for the early morning chats. One of my jobs was I worked in a call center, and I had to make 100 phone calls every day. 100? Nah, that's not for me. So I started calling 1-800 numbers, and just to fill up my call sheet. And after a while, after like a week, I got called into HR and fired. So I was really confused because the commercials say that they're supposed to be discreet, sexy signals. Alright, so I've had a couple other jobs in my day. I delivered moon bounces or bouncy houses, the things you jump on. I used to deliver that to kids' parties, and worked with some of my friends. This was in college, so we worked together. Pretty sweet job. We would roll up to the party, set up these structures, moon bounces, smoke a couple bowls, jump on the thing for a half hour. It wasn't really part of the job. It was just fun. So then we would do that, and then at the end of the day, roll everything up, bring it back to the people's house that ran the company. These people were hoarders, like you read about. And when you walk into their house, which is where they ran the company, your eyes started to burn from the cat pee smell. Oh. So, anyways, I was delivering for a party one time, and when I worked by myself, I didn't smoke any weed because I had to drive a big truck, so I'm not irresponsible. But anyways, I was delivering something into Boston and then driving back to the company, and I'm driving up 93 North, and I hit a fucking deer. So I was really scared, and I got out and pulled over to the side of the road, did what I had to do, and I drive back to the people's house, and all their animals come running out of the house when I pull in, and the dogs start licking the bumper where I hit the deer, and like I said, that place smelled like cat pee. I actually never saw any cats there, but so the dog comes out, starts licking the bumper, and these people just come up to me and they say, "Hey, what happened?" And I'm like, "I hit a deer." And they're like, "Where is it?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They go, "You had the power lift on the truck. Why didn't you bring the deer back?" It's like, I just got in an accident. You're not worried about me. You want to know where this deer is? So, anyways, I didn't stay at that job much longer. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I left right then. I had some venison to cook. So one of my other jobs that I've had. Hold on, let me. Oh, right. The good stuff. So I worked in a laboratory. I wasn't kidding when I said that earlier. And I worked for clean rooms where you go into these different laboratories all across the state. And I had this sponge that I would touch to 6 different areas across the laboratory just to make sure it's clean. And then I had to seal up this sponge in some plastic and bring it back to the laboratory, get the test done, and really easy job. Paid well for a couple months. So I started getting the reports back about these lab tests that I was doing, and all of the ones I was doing were failing. It was, something I was doing must have been, I don't know. But it turns out that when I was sealing these sponges, I was supposed to just wrap it in plastic and give it back. I was doing it like an envelope or like something you might smoke. So I was licking it. I was licking the thing and bringing it back and putting it, sending it back to the laboratory. And they finally realized it was me when all these laboratories were failing the test because it had saliva, marijuana, Dr. Pepper, and Cheetos in every test. So that was the end of that one for me. So I'm, obviously I'm a pothead. I got a beard, doing stand-up comedy now, so put all those things together, and I love pro wrestling. So I grew up in a what I'd call a wrestling family, where we were all obsessed with it. I'm the youngest of 3 boys, and we would just beat the crap out of each other all day, every day, but since it was pro wrestling, nobody ever actually got hurt, except for this one time. So my brother Tim was laying on the couch, and I went to give him a knee drop from the top rope, or top of the couch, and he rolled out of the way. And I landed on the couch, on my knee, on a mechanical pencil. And I got the lead in my knee, and it's actually still there. Sometimes if I bend my leg like this, I can actually sign my name with the lead that comes out. So yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. My wife and I watch wrestling together. It's a great way to just watch a bunch of hot people, Alexia, like this, bunch of hot people in spandex. You just like watching that together. So it's cool because we can just talk about how hot these wrestlers are, and it's not even talking about how hot someone is in front of you. It's in front of your spouse. So she's always getting mad at me because I'm like, oh my god, this girl's outfit is so nice. Look at those colors, those are really great. And then she actually pulled this on me last week. She's like, hey, that guy doesn't even have an entrance. He just pushes his dick out towards the crowd and then just walks down towards the ring. And it was one of those things I never would have noticed it, because why would I be looking at that? But it was true, it was pretty obscene. All right, so my wife and I have lived together for 5 years, and we just a couple years ago moved to the north end of Boston. We love it there for 11 months and 3 weeks out of the year. 1 week a year, there's this thing called St. Anthony's Feast, and we're right smack dab in the middle of it. So I walk out my door during the middle of St. Anthony's Feast, and it's butt to nut people for 4 blocks in any direction. And I used to lose it, I'd just go out and just get all nervous and anxious, and now, I'm a fucking pro. I'm like Aladdin out there in the marketplace. You know, they got like all these tents set up, selling stuff. You know, I'm running down. I grab a cannoli, knock over a chair. Everyone's chasing me. Take a shot of espresso, and then I'm like, one jump ahead of this guy here. One jump. Now I'm doing parkour. I steal only what I can afford, and that's everything. So anyways, I'm running through the market and everything, and I've been trying out some stunts. You know, I jumped off a fire escape and landed on one of the tents, and I thought it was gonna launch me across the street, and it did. So now I'm stuck on the other side of the street and trying to figure out how to get back in my house so I can go play Xbox. Thank you, Chris.
Folks, we got 2 more students to go. We're going to get through this. Please don't forget, the wait staff's been working hard tonight to take care of you guys. Please make sure you take care of them. All right, moving right along. Your final 2 students. This next young lady coming to the stage has been a friend of mine for years, and here she is tonight. Please welcome Lizzie.
Thanks, Mike. Hello. Hey. Hey guys. Hey. So as Mike said, my name is Liz Ing, E-N-G, kind of like England, but without the land. It sounds like laughing, smiling, fucking, cooking, jumping. Did you hear something like? Anyways, so ladies, any ladies out on a date tonight? Yeah? Maybe? No? No ladies out? I'm so sorry. So dating's hard, right? Guys, do you ever wonder why the ladies would ask you to like bring them to somewhere expensive, like, I don't know, Neptune Oysters? You know, that fine white tablecloth linen, as white as our president. Well, it's because she wants to know if you can shuck oysters. Because if you know how to shuck oysters, you can probably shuck her oyster. Yeah. So we all know this one guy who's very good at shucking. Hey. Why, hello there. Ooh. Yeah, you like it? Right? We all love that guy. But then sometimes there's guy number 2. It's, like this? Yeah? Is it working? Oh, no, okay, I'll stop, sorry. Yeah? You like it? Okay, how about this? And then there's guy number 3. And good luck if you have guy number 3. Okay. I think I'm ready. Is this supposed to smell like that? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Why don't you turn over? Yeah. It's guy number 3. You're laughing because you know it has happened to you. So yeah, dating's hard. So I have this really awesome friend named Peter, and he's been single for a very long time. He's a sweet, nice, sweet guy, kind of average looking. He kind of looks like Post Malone. For you older people who don't know who that is, that's like Steve Buscemi, but older. So Peter, one day he hits me up, he's like, Liz, I think I figured out how to pick up chicks. I'm like, yeah, dude, all right, awesome. Yes, queen, yes. What is it? And he's like, core power yoga. Okay. Now, do you guys know what core power yoga is? So it's like this wonderful place where you do yoga and shit, and it's great. It's fantastic. Lots of women there. Lots of beautiful women. So okay, he says, Liz, let's meet at Core Power Yoga. So all right, following day, I'm in my tights, my hot, sports bra, with all the other Beckys in the room. And here comes Peter. And he's dressed in like basketball shorts and this like really dingy like tank top men's white thingy. Okay, and I'm like, yeah, I don't get it, but sure, whatever works. So he checks us in. He's like, Liz, I love Core Power Yoga. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Look at all the chicks. He's like, yeah. And I get to shower there by myself. What? Yeah, there's no dudes here, so I get to shower by myself. Isn't it great? Oh, Peter. Later that day, he ends up picking up a chick from Core Power Yoga, and they're going to Neptune Oysters. So, yeah. Good luck. Thanks, guys.
And continue celebrating the Patriots win tonight. And come late. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Scott Maloney.
Let's keep it going for Mike Katrobis.
You keep it going.
This comedy class, I tell you, it's the first time I've willingly paid an overweight bald man to perform a service. Alright, so I'm going to keep my set tonight like me during sex. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and leave you wanting more. Alright, so can anyone here tell me, anyone have any guess, I guess, what's the one thing I have in common with John Wayne Bobbitt? Anyone? Bueller? What's that? We're both white. That's right. We both drive convertibles. And we both had a vital part of our bodies removed without our consent. I'll explain. Here's the thing. I was under anesthesia when I had a piece of my skull and a piece of my brain removed. I won't get into why. But here's the thing. When you're undergoing a craniotomy to remove part of one's brain, or part of one's skull, which is attached to the brain, they give you drugs. And these drugs, these are mind-blowing drugs. Now, picture this. All right, picture your first time taking a hit of weed, hit a Mary Jane, all right? So everyone's got that visual, right? Now, all the fellas, I can't speak for foxy females, but the manly man I can. So your first hit of weed, and then your first real punch to the face, and your first real big fight, all right? So you get weed, you got a punch to the face, you got the brain freeze from your first time drinking a full 7-Eleven Slurpee, you know? So you got your weed, you got your punch to your face, and then you got your 7-Eleven Slurpee. And then, finally, drinking a gallon of NyQuil. So that, that shit will mess you up. And so, when you're having your skull removed, how many times have you heard that? When you're having your skull removed, a piece of your skull removed, and you're given this Molotov cocktail concoction of prescription of anesthesia, this stuff will give you dreams. Dreams, visions, hallucinations. And my hallucination, do you have any outer body experience? Outer body experience, whatever. Did you have any experience like that? And I did. I had a vision. I had a dream. And that dream is as follows. You get sucked in and you go into the white, there's lights all over the place. That's, how most people's image is. Not me. I had a dream that I went to the Caribbean. Rather than clouds all over the place, there were palm trees all over the place. And at the gates, it wasn't St. Peter or St. Paul, or it was Peter, Paul, Mary. No, there are three saints. There's Saint Martin, Saint Lucia, and Saint Croix. Rather than, oh, Saint Malcolm. Yo, man! Welcome to the Caribbean. Welcome to paradise. I don't know why he goes so far. I give him a partial German accent. So he goes, welcome, man. Now, in order to gain access to paradise, you must answer 3 questions. 1 question per saint. So, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm thinking, trying real hard to think, but you know, this stuff is messing with my head. So I'm thinking, if I've learned anything from all the tests I cheated on in high school and college, tests are a lot like a teenage boy's penis. They're all hard. All right, so the first one, St. Martin, he goes, okay, man, the first question is, what are there's going to be simple questions. But again, my head is messed up. It's very simple. He goes, all right, first question. What are the 2 days of each week that begin with the letter T? Is it the letter T? The letter T. There's 3, 5, 7, 10 days in a week. Because again, I'm so I'm under the table and dreaming, as Dave Matthews would say. So I think it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, everyone knows the answer. I should, but I was thinking, today, tomorrow. Well, I guess I have to accept that answer. So, okay, you know, you're 1/3 of the way through that. Do the admittance exam. The admittance exam. That's how like Aunt Becky and Felicity helped me. Only I didn't pay anyone of them. All right. So that was St. Martin. So St. Lucia. Okay, man. Now it's my turn. See how I change up the accents. This is St. Lucia. This is my turn now. St. Lucia, girl. Is that a woman? No, it is. Okay, man. So here we go. What? How many seconds are in a year? How many seconds are in a year? A second. And I bought myself time. I said, is this a leap year? And she goes, no. Okay. I don't know what a leap year is, but I know it's different. Is that there's 29 days in February, I think? So I said, all right, well, there's 60 seconds in a minute. I always have seconds at Thanksgiving. Pi, I have seconds of pi. And pi is 3.14. A lot of people, pizza pie. A lot of people say Domino's is better, but I say no, Pappuccino. I'm digressing, I'm getting off track. So pi 3.14 seconds of 60 seconds of pi. Eating 60 seconds of pi at Thanksgiving. A dozen? Is there a dozen seconds in a year? What do you mean, man? It's, well, there's January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd. Oh, well, I guess you're right, man. Okay, so then you're 2 out of 3. You're 2 out of 3. The last person. So, here comes St. Croix. St. Croix is. All right, Scott. Okay, Scott. So we're very impressed with you so far. But that's we're gonna save the last hardest question for last month. Okay. Who is God, and what is His name? God. Goddamn. Dan, Beaver, Dan, Animal, Dan. Andy. It's God's name, Andy. And again, I was under the influence of just Andy is the first thing that came into my head. said, okay. Man, do you care to explain your answer? I said, yeah. Andy, I'm church. I don't go to church often, but I remember going to church and we always talk about Andy. I said, what are you talking about, man? And I said, Andy walks with me, Andy talks with me, and he says I am one of his own. So they say, okay, man, we will let you into the paradise, but it's not your time to go. So I felt myself sucked back, and okay. I had a piece of my skull removed. My head looked like a deflated basketball, but you know, it still worked. And so what did we learn today? So what did we learn today? All right. Well, we learned that the drugs for removing skull are better than any drugs that are on the streets today. We learned that. What else did we learn? We learned I still have my penis. I guess that's all we learned. But as I said to the woman I lost my virginity to, thanks for laughing. I'm Scott Malone.
Good job. Folks, you guys were a mediocre crowd at best, but we're okay with it. One more round of applause for all the students tonight. Big thanks to Carolyn Comer, Pat Collins, and AJ Halfband for coming in. I'm Mike Petrobus. Thanks for coming out and supporting your friends. Good night.